Johnny, in these difficult times, it's obvious that countries have to be very careful with their borders. Borders? Well, you'd think so, Johnny, but in the US, they've had a bloody pretty open border into Mexico for bloody years, and millions of people have just come over.
Right.
And this trouble in the Middle East has woken up a few people that there may not be a whole lot of nice people crossing that border.
Now, what are you talking about?
Well, in fact, some of them might be bloody terrorists.
Republicans warning terrorists could be infiltrating America's wide-open border after the horrific attacks in Israel. Over 150 people on the FBI's terror watch list have been arrested crossing into the U.S. so far this year, and that has Kevin McCarthy sounding this alarm.
Just in this year alone, there's 151 from 160 different countries.
Yes, of course.
In my own state, we caught 2 coming from Yemen on the terrorist watch list, from China and others. Why are they coming to America? What do they have planned? And who are they communicating with?
Europe, England, well, what's happening over there, Johnny? That's why people are...
You've also got another problem that we have fixed here, at least, illegal boat people. You've had more than 100,000 of them arriving in just the last 4 or 5 years. But here's the problem. But I noticed the boat was full of young men. If they're really genuine refugees fleeing for their lives, where are the women and the old men?
Now they might just want to set up a crime syndicate somewhere or whatever. That's bad enough, but some of them might be bloody infiltrators from a bloody foreign power. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, it's causing backlash here at home with anger over a pro-Palestinian protest on the steps of the Opera House. Flares were thrown, anti-Semitic slurs chanted, and an Israeli flag set on fire, prompting high-level security talks.
Oh, Jesus, it looks bloody awful.
The number one threat is an open border.
A shocking new congressional report finding that the Biden administration has failed to remove 99% of illegal immigrants released into the country. And new Border Patrol data shows thousands of special interest aliens from places like Syria, Yemen, Iran, and Afghanistan have come into the U.S. illegally. Greg,
I'm not saying everyone who crossed the border is is a terrorist, Johnny, but there's been a certain amount of surprise in the US that there are people who are living in the US now that actually don't like Israel.
We have seen celebrations in support of this Hamas terrorism around the world, including right here at home. In New York City,
You can't have millions of people coming in to any country from other cultures and expect everyone to just bloody agree with the country they've arrived in. So if it's so bloody obvious, Johnny, how are we letting ourselves get into this bloody mess?
9%. Now let's talk about Hamas. If anybody thinks that Hamas is not already in this country, I think they're naive.
And let me say, Johnny, the fact that world leaders are organising these bloody immigration policies have not been able to foresee these problems is a major failure on their part. They don't know who's coming in and keeping the world safe, doing what the people of their countries actually want, and but Johnny, what if there's a bloody war with China? Yeah.
That's just important to consider in all of this.